will the real celebrity please step forward and then reveal who they really are?
Thank you, you guys. Wonderful stuff.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, good to see you. Happy birthday. Don't worry, we're going to be speaking to our tribute act a little bit later on as well. But for now, it's Dominic West, everybody!
Where do you want me?
I don't know. Do you want to sit there? Just sit there. Make yourself at home.
Now, before we have a chat with Dom, he is, well, after starring as Prince Charles in the hit series The Crown, he is now swapping the carriage rides for the curtain calls as he heads to the West End for a production of A View from the Bridge.
And as the show's 10-week run continues, he's here on the sofa to tell us more. Congratulations on this new play. How's it going?
It's great. It's great. We've only done 3, but we had 5 weeks in Bath to warm up, so
yes.
we're ready.
And how was Bath? I love Bath.
It's great. It's great. I live near there, so that's why we did it there. Yeah.
Lovely.
Tell us about the play. So this is a play. It's Arthur Miller.
Yeah.
It's been somewhere. It's been on since 1955. Is that right? So it's been in production like since then, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a great classic play which is done well, it's done all the time.
Yeah.
And the last big one in London, I think, was Mark Strong in about 7 or 8 years ago. So this is, and I saw it 20 years ago with Michael Gambon, maybe longer than that, and that's why I wanted to do it, really, because it's such a great part. And so, yeah, it's an amazing play, and I don't know what to say.
But people that don't know, what's the basic outline of the story?
Well, I play a guy called Eddie Carbone. He's a longshoreman who's a dockyard worker in Brooklyn in the 50s in America, and he invites into his house, his small little house. He gets his wife's 2 relatives, cousins from Sicily, and he brings them in, and all hell breaks loose because one of them falls in love with his daughter, or his niece, in fact.
And he's not happy about it,
He's not happy about it, no.
And obviously you have to don a Brooklyn accent. Have you got someone who helps you with that?
Well, I do, yeah, I do. I got it on the wire. I do. There's a guy on the wire, as a cop show I did a while ago, amazing actor called Dominic who's an Italian...
Great name.
New Yorker, yeah, Lombardozzi. And we're both called Dominic, obviously, and he calls me Dom, and I call him Dom. And so I rang him up and I said, look, Dom, I got to play this Brooklyn, sort of character. Will you help me with the accent? He said, Dom, just whatever you do, don't overdo the accent. And so I'm trying to play it down, but I don't think it's working.
It's so good.
Speaking of playing it down, I love the way you just chucked away The Wire like it was a TV show I used to do. It's like one of the best TV shows of all time.
Oh, thanks.
Was it easy to affect because it's Baltimore, wasn't it? Was it easy to affect a Baltimore accent? Is that kind of different?
Well, no, Baltimore accent's kind of like sort of Hairspray. It's sort of weird accent. It's sort of going down the ocean horn. It's really weird. And so we didn't really do so much Baltimore, but I did a sort of general American and got away with it just about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what makes you choose a role? Do you have to really, like, empathise with the character? What is it that makes you go, do you know what, I'm going to do that?
Yeah, I think really you spend a lot of time with these characters, and really you've got to want to spend time with them, And so when they offered me Prince Charles and The Crown, I thought, am I interested? And I was very interested in that guy. And with this play, it's a play I've known for a long time. I saw Michael Gambon do it, who was a great hero of mine. And so when the director, Lindsay Posner, who I've worked with before, he texted me occasionally, said, do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And nothing really bit. And then this did, partly because Michael had just died. And so I was remembering his performance, and I thought I'd love to have a crack at that. And it's
funny how those great playwrights just resonate. It doesn't really matter when they were born. Like Arthur Miller, like you said, this has been on for the best part of 55 years.
Yeah.
And Miller's one of those writers, like Pinter, I guess, who the work still resonates now. Yeah. What is it about this play, do you think, that has that kind of universal appeal?
Well, I suppose it's a story of a family which still resonates. It's a story about refugees coming in, people putting refugees up.
It's pretty pertinent now, I guess.
Very pertinent, and it's about also, I suppose, parenting. My character has parented his dead sister-in-law's daughter, who's his niece, and actually fallen in love with her. That's the problem. And so... and she is a, 18-year-old kid who he's worried about going out into the world, and he wants her to meet lots of people and do better than he's done, and as we all do as parents. And I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
And what's it like being in theatre? Do you, compared to all the other amazing shows that we've done, do you enjoy doing theatre?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, yeah. I'd sort of got a bit tired of screen acting, and this comes along, and I was able to do it at home in Bath, and now we're in the Haymarket, which is the best theatre in the world. It's just, you know, it's where Oscar Wilde premiered all his stuff, and Noel Coward, and it's got amazing history, and it's a beautiful, beautiful
Have you got
theatre.
any rituals at all? Any pre-show rituals that you're falling into?
Well, I do. I mean, I suppose... I remember on The Crown, I had Prince Charles's signet ring, and when that went on, I felt I was him. And with this one, I've got a sort of necklace with a crucifix, and when that's on, I feel I'm Eddie. But other than that, nothing yet.
What is it? Is it just that lovely immediacy of theatre that you just don't get from being a screen actor?
Yeah, and you know, it's a lot of hard work to get the play in and to rehearse it. But once you've done that, you can fly. And I suppose just the audience is what makes the difference.
Yeah.
That relationship with the audience is amazing. Yeah. It's something that's
it's live theatre, isn't it? It's just the best.
Yeah, it is the best. Yeah.
I heard that your other half said that you're not very good at doing upper class. Right? Is this true?
That's what you want to hear when you take on the role of Prince Charles.
Who does she think she is saying that? Who does she think she is?
Well, yeah. She said, "What do you say that for?"
Well, is she quite... Can she speak really well?
She's quite posh, yeah.
Oh, right, OK,
so
she knows.
yeah, she says, you're better off playing the working man. So I'm playing the working man.
So let's talk a little bit about Prince Charles. So it was mid-40s, so it's quite such an interesting time to play Prince Charles. Because it's, you know, with when Josh O'Connor did such a great job, didn't he? But I guess most of us don't really remember Prince Charles that age, where everyone has a kind of a crystallised version of what Prince Charles was back then with yours. Was it quite... It was obviously an enormous task taking him on anyway, but that period of time must have been even more so.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hugely tumultuous time. It was his divorce and then, of course, the death of Diana. And as you say, a lot more people remember that than remembered Charles's youth. So that was... You know, we were extra sensitive about that, and I remember it extremely well. And what was interesting was doing all these stories that I remember appearing in the papers and in the media, and you made a certain judgment about him at the time, which actually, when you look into it and the research that we did, and I found a lot more sympathy for him playing him than I had back in the day.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It really is. Can we talk about Downton Abbey? Is it coming back, first of all, with you in it?
Yeah, it is. They're making the third film.
What can you tell us? What can you tell us?
Well, I know they're bringing it back, the third film. I play the character I played in the second film, who's a 1930s movie star, which is great. I get to play, you know, nice suits. And I'm at this point, well established in my relationship with Barrow, so we're having a wonderful relationship in Hollywood, and Barrow is my lover and my guy, and everybody's coming back, and then we've got Paul Giamatti's joining as well.
Great.
Which I'm really
Are they
excited
just an absolute hoot to play? Those
Yeah, they
I mean,
are.
it just looks like so much fun.
It's escapism,
I mean, for
isn't
God's
it?
sake, your name's Guy Dexter. I mean, that's just that's 101 movie star 1930s casting, isn't it? It's like Julian
Great,
Fellows
well,
went, what's the Guy Dexter?
I've got a pencil moustache.
Yeah.
It's like Ronald Coleman.
Wasn't you in Spice World as well?
I was.
How did you
Did
find
see
doing
it?
that? I did. It's one of my favourite films.
Is it?
Who did you play? The photographer?
Yes.
I remember.
You might not remember him.
The sleazy one.
I wasn't sleazy. I wasn't sleazy at
He
all.
was the sleazy
I was
photographer.
not.
How would you describe him?
You know, terrified is what I was. Because they were at the height of their fame, and I was dying to meet them. And
Is
I
that
had
the
to
only
play...
reason you did it?
Of course. I couldn't wait to meet them, and they're frightening, you know. I mean, the
they?
full force of them. It was like, you know, being a sixth form girl.
Did you wake up in a meeting or something like that, and they were all in there?
Oh, that was embarrassing. Yeah, I'd been to this was years ago, and I'd been to a big weekend in Ibiza, and I just got in, and we were filming, and I thought there was a sofa like this, and I'd have a quick kip here before, you know, we shoot. And I woke up in a script meeting, and all the Spice Girls around me, and they were looking at me like this. Who's this twit?
Imagine waking
you
up
were
and
like,
Mel
I'm the
B's
sleazy
like...
photographer.
I'm not sleazy.
Okay.
Imagine Mel B waking up. What are you doing in here?
I can imagine everything like that. What are you doing? Get out of the sofa. Strictly, are you going to do Strictly Come Dancing one day, maybe?
Oh, I'd love to.
Please say you are.
Would you
Oh,
do
I'd
it?
love to.
I think
I'd
you'd be
do it.
brilliant. You've got the moves, ain't you?
Yeah, did you see Pride? I did
Oh, yeah,
2
you
minute
did.
dance.
Yeah, you're great in
Why
that.
have they not asked you yet? What's that all
I
about?
don't know, maybe they didn't like
Let's
that.
do an appeal now. Come on, let's get Dominic on Strictly. You'd be brilliant. Who would you want as your partner?
Oh, I don't know.
Any
And
of them.
Tom.
Yeah, about
He don't
retirement.
do it no more, does he?
A View from the Bridge, Theatre Royal Haymarket until the 3rd of August. Tickets out now. Dominic, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
What a lovely first birthday present you've got. One of my favourite
Thank you.
actors
I did this
coming.
just for you.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Lovely. He put on the whole play just so to be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Your
Dom.
treat is tonight, you're coming to the play.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Still to come.